listen, you said the Murder One crew or just into crime, but then you had a gang like Peacemakers.
Yeah,
so,
that's another gang. That's a
so
separate
that's
gang.
that's what I'm saying. Like, look at that disparity of ideology. You go from Peacemaker to Murder One crew. Like, how do you explain like that difference? I mean, like, every gang had their own ideology, right? Their own. Spades had their ideology, or they.
You know what? I can't explain. I mean, Peacemakers weren't necessarily peaceful. They weren't peaceful. That was just the name of their gang. I guess they felt they made peace by coming to whip your ass. I don't know.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But they weren't. They were like any other street
so
gang. There's a lot of
okay.
There's a lot of stories with the Peacemakers.
Okay.
That I won't even get into. But I got a lot of friends who were Peacemakers. My man Dietrich, who was vice
so
president.
that was a sarcastic name then.
If you want to call it that, you know, it was an ironic name. It was an oxymoron.
Okay.
You know, it was a name that definitely did not belie what they were doing. Okay, that's what I would say.
Right.
But my man Dietrich was a peaceful president at one point, and me and Dietrich McCoy, that's my man. We went to elementary school together. You know, we were friends. We were on film squad together, that kind of stuff. You know, so he was one of the first gang members that I actually knew. There was of us like our age. He was one of the first ones to really get down. So that's when we was in junior high, '72.
Was it any gang trying to get peace out here though? Trying to trying to unify?
Ghetto Brothers.
The Ghetto Brothers.
That's how the whole story that you heard about with Black Benji.
Right.
And that's before I started getting down. But that's the story with Black Benji. You know, he was trying to be a peacemaker and intervene in a beef. And for whatever reasons, I don't know all the details of it, but for whatever happened, it escalated, and it ended up with him getting beat to death. And it became a thing where there was going to be like all-out gang war,
right? Because
of that happening, and the whole Avenue gang truce resulted as a result of that. That came about as a result of that. So yes, so the Ghetto Brothers, Black Benji, that's certainly what he was trying to do.
Do you think that treaty, that whole Avenue treaty, has something to do with hip hop?
I'm not sure. I don't. You know, it's hard to say. It's not a direct
right?
lineage to hip hop.
Yeah, because I heard somebody try to act like it was a direct thing.
No, it's not a direct lineage to it. Hip hop really started. What came to be known as hip hop started taking off after that had happened. The treaty is like 1972, 73, something like that.
Right.
You know, that's the elements of what is recognizable to you today as hip hop were taking place a little later than that.
Came out of Bronx still.
Oh yeah, well, if you want to say that, like I said, the person who is the blueprint for hip hop, I would never change it, is Kool Herc.
Right.
The energy though, of all of that comes out of gang culture and very specifically the Black Spades.
So let's see if we agree. The energy came out of the Spades, the original Spades that spread all over the place.
Street gang culture and more specifically the Black Spades because they were the largest street gang.
So they started
most
hip-hop.
other gangs, let me explain to you, like, because you're asking me.
Right.
Most other gangs are relegated to certain smaller territories. The Black Spades were citywide.
Right.
There are divisions of the Spades in pretty much every borough.
Right.
Every borough.
Right.
Okay? The major concentration was the Bronx, but there were divisions of Spades in Manhattan, Brooklyn, some in Queens. They were even divisions of Staten Island. I can't remember the cat's name. It's that Penguin or something like that. He was a cat in Staten Island. We had a division out of Spades.
I want to see if we can agree.
Okay.
Spades started that energy called hip-hop's energy.
All right, hip-hop's energy begins in the street gang culture, very specifically the Black Spades.
Okay.
Okay?
Spades started hip-hop energy. Kool Herc took that energy and created hip-hop music.
That's a good way to put it.
Looping the breaks.
That's a good way to put it.
Right, okay.
Okay? That's a good way to put it.
Okay.
Because you got to give Herc his credit.
Right.
He is the father of what today is known as hip-hop.
Okay.
But that energy comes out of the gang culture and the Black Spades.
And I want to say
like
that energy basically came out of Bronxdale.
All right, if you want to say that, that's fine. I mean, the Black Spades started in Bronxdale.
Right.
You know, but like I said, I could never sign on this.
Right.
Doesn't
so
say
it's
Herc
more.
as the
It's
person
more.
yet.
It's more. Hold up. So we say Spades from Bronxdale started hip hop's energy. Kool Herc took that energy and created hip hop music.
Yes.
Bambaataa took that energy and crossed it over, spread it all around the world, and expanded it.
Good way to put it.
Right.
Good way to put it.
Flash took that energy. I mean, he just, with the tricky hand stuff. And
Well, Flash was the person who really brought the DJ and the turntable to an art form.
Right.
That's
Right,
his contribution.
right.
He's, because before that, it's just, putting the record on, Flash started really mixing, cutting, and these very fast cuts. And he really brought like the technical aspect, the artistry
Right.
of it
Right.
to the forefront. And then you have other cats with it, my man, Theodore,
Right.
really scratching.
Right.
My man, DST, Derek Showard, from Edenwald.
Okay.
Edenwald, DST.
Oh, yeah, DSC from Edenwald?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and a spade, a baby spade.
Wow.
Okay, and that's my man, and a b-boy. So I'm just gonna tell you what's truthful
Right.
and what's real. You know that because there's plenty of stuff
Right.
that I've told you that you don't agree with, and I said I hear you, but that's the facts.
But, I think we basically agree.
There's some things we do agree on. There's others that we haven't, but
But
that's
we don't agree with.
bad.
I think we agree with everything.
Well, I think now we do.
It's just that, look, because, okay, we both agree that Spades from Bronxdale sparked that energy, hip-hop's energy, right? Do you understand that what you call energy, some people are calling culture?
Okay, and that's fine. I mean, the definition of the word culture is
Way of life.
a way of life as defined by customs, traditions, language, value
Right.
that are shared by several members
Right.
of that particular group.
Right.
May or may not be shared. Because you can have people who are part of the culture who don't necessarily espouse to the traditions and values and customs of that particular culture, but are still part of the culture. If you call being a black person a culture, and some people would, right? There are black people who certainly live and do things in a way that somebody might say, hey, that's not really what we do, but they're still
Differently
part
from
of
the
the
masses
culture.
of black people.
Could be,
Right.
right. So you know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
and that's the thing with that. So
Right.
when we talk about those things, I believe in giving credit where it's due.
I can't, but when me and you converse, it's like you want to make sure I'm not shortchanging Herc, and I'm not. I give Herc his credit. He
Right.
created what we call hip hop music,
Right.
but he did not create the culture. The culture was already there, and he took that energy and he innovated and he came up with his thing and he created
Okay.
the music.
Well, if you want to do that,
Aspect of
okay. If you want to say it in that way, there were many elements of what is today called hip hop culture
Right.
that were existent before Herc, before Spade. I mean, graffiti.
No,
is a part- You know what I mean?
Right, but we're saying as far as the culture, meaning who were the teenagers in the Bronx, the first group of teenagers to break off from mainstream and be opposed to mainstream. That was the Spades from Bronxdale. They broke off and they opposed it, and their whole
Spades
way
in, let's say street gangs in general, Spades in general, but Bronxdale's where the Spades started. So
right, and I'm saying no, they had a music aspect to it also. They would go on parties, take over the parties, form a circle,
Okay.
and that's the culture.
Okay, well now that's an element of it that later became part of the culture. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking what you're saying.
Right.
What I'm saying is,
I just would say it's more than the element. That's the culture. To take over
I
the
can't
party.
say it's
Take over the car
It's
party.
an element of it. It's an element of it. It's an element of it. You can't, because if that's the case, then you're leaving out the rappers, the people who are MCing. You're leaving out the DJ. That's an important part of
Mario
it.
was an MC, and Mario was using your equipment.
Right, he was talking on the mic.
When you met him, he was more on the mic.
Yeah, he would grab the mic and he would grab the mic and sometimes he would give a party, he'll wear his his rust colored suit.
Okay.
And the thing he'd grab the mic with his brim.
Okay.
He'd grab the mic and goes, he starts snaking like this, say
Okay.
Chuck, City!
Mario was like, that's why his name was so fitting, like the Disco King Mario, because it wasn't just a title that was thrown on to.
He actually did that shit.
He lived
did
that
that.
shit, man.
Yeah.
He did
lived
that.
it. All right, let me just be real blunt. What made him popular with the chicks and the ladies, and however you want to label it, was the dance thing he used to do.
Yeah.
Mario was a unique. There's a lot of DJs were like, I would call them like reclusive. Back there, caught up. Look up a few times. Mario.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Right.
Showman.
Showman,
He could go. He could do his thing on the mix. Come off there.
He was one of the first dancers.
Let's get it. Get it together. Let's get it.
You know, and since he was close to home, I definitely rode with Disco King Mario, who I don't think is getting enough credit for what he had contributed to hip hop.
You heard what Mike said. How many times I said that on camera? Mario doesn't get anywhere near the credit. He's the first impresario.
Yeah.
He's the first doing parties, promoting, all those kind of things. A lot of cats are responsible. Their start with Mario.
Oh yeah, you would say he was the first promoting parties and all that?
Well, he was the first like impresario on this side, yeah, because cats stayed on their sides.
Right.
Mario brought a lot of cats from other places here.
Oh, yeah.
Mario was an MC and a DJ.
No, well, you know, Mario DJ'd, right? Mario DJ'd.
Right.
Okay. But at the time when you're talking about Mario wasn't DJing, he was a spade, he was glory stomping like everybody else.
Spades were the ones that started with the community center NYCHA, playing in the NYCHA community centers. They started that.
Okay, well, okay. You know.
That's what I mean by the energy and the culture.
All right. I mean, you know.
James Brown, they playing cutting up James Brown, cutting up Gotta Get a Nut in the community
All right, well, they ain't
center.
cutting it up. Nobody's cutting up anything. They're playing a record. There's no
Well,
cutting.
according to Paradise, X-Clan.
And the first time I saw hip hop was in the community room with Disco King Mario cutting up Got to Get a Nut. You know what I'm saying? And from that moment on, I just knew I wanted to be a DJ. It was my destiny.
He said he saw Mario cutting up Gotta Get a Nut, and that came out in 1972. Gotta Get a Nut.
Where was Paradise X-Clan? Niggas out in Brooklyn.
He's from Bronxdale.
Okay.
He's originally from Bronxdale as a child. He grew up as a child.
All right, but Mario wasn't doing no cutting. Mario mixed like every other.
Well, I don't know if he was mixing, cutting, all that. But
no, that's important. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
That's important.
Okay.
Mario, and that includes Bambaataa too.
Okay.
Okay? That includes Bambaataa too.
Right.
They were not, and you know what? Herc too.
Okay.
They were not real technicians on the turntables.
Right.
They did what basic mixes, blends.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Basic stuff.
Okay.
All right? Flash is the one who really started bringing in the tape. And Herc and Herc and Bam never really became that that's why they got
Theodore.
Theodore with the L brothers.
Jazzy J, right?
Jazzy J.
Right.
JC, the Imperial JC for Herc.
Right.
You know, those cats were doing the cutting and all that kind of stuff. You see what I mean?
I don't want to lose focus of what you're saying. What I'm saying as far as the community center playing black music for the teenagers, catering to the teenagers in the project, the Spade started that.
Okay. I mean, you know.
And I'm saying that is the culture of hip hop. That's the energy. So we
okay,
agree.
the energy. All right, I will say, and I'll say it. That we're always going to put it in different
Herc
words.
created the music. I'll say it.
Yes.
Herc took that energy and he created
the
hip hop
music
for the b-boys.
Yeah,
What's the problem with that?
Okay. All right, you know. Okay, we can say it
Herc
like
did
that.
a great thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's the person.
He could be the father.
Okay.
He could be the father.
You just want the male to get their credit.
They're the grandfathers. They're the grandfathers.
Okay, I hear you.
He
Fair
could be
have
the father.
Fair enough.
Grandfather.
Fair enough.
But
If you have a
also-
father, there's got to be a grandfather.
Gotta be a grandfather.
Okay, fair enough.